If you want to stop treating your salary as a mere scorecard and start using it as a tool to fund your freedom, you have to look past the title.
You know that feeling, right? You get the email, you get the call, you got the promotion. It feels like the ultimate win. More money, a better title. It's literally what we're all taught to chase. But what if I told you that next big step up could actually be a giant step back for your finances? This isn't just some crazy theory. It's a real trap that a good friend of mine, we'll call her Jessica, fell right into.
I get this text from her, and you could just feel the excitement, right? A $15,000 raise. She had been grinding for this for years. But then, fast forward just 3 months, and she's on the phone with me, totally stressed out. Her savings were actually lower than before the promotion. She was working way more and had less to show for it. How does that even happen?
Well, what happened to Jessica wasn't a fluke. It's a very real systematic trap that I call the promotion paradox. It's this bizarre upside-down world where a bigger paycheck somehow leads to a smaller bank account, all because of these hidden costs, financial, time, and lifestyle costs that nobody ever warns you about.
Look, we're all taught to see our careers as this ladder, right? Every rung you climb, you're getting higher. You're building more wealth. But for so many people, the reality is that a promotion doesn't put you on a ladder. It just puts you on a faster treadmill. You're running harder. You're putting in more hours, but you're not actually getting anywhere. You're just trying not to fall behind.
So how does this actually work? I mean, where does a $15,000 raise just vanish? Okay, in this first part, we're going to do the forensic accounting. We are going to unpack every single hidden cost and see exactly where the money goes. It all starts right here. The big shiny number, an extra 15 grand a year. This is the number that gets you to pop the champagne. It feels like a massive win. But here's the thing you have to understand. This number is an illusion. The very first predator to show up at the party is, of course, the tax man. See, that new money is marginal income, which means it gets taxed at your highest possible rate. For Jessica, living in Colorado, that was a combined hit of about 34.2%. So boom. Just like that, more than $5,000 of that raise, gone, vanished before she ever even touched it.
And then comes the next one. This one is super sneaky. They're called benefit cliffs. When you start earning more, you can suddenly become ineligible for tax deductions you've been getting for years. Things like deductions for student loan interest or maybe childcare credits. For Jessica, crossing that income threshold meant another $2,000 just disappeared from her bottom line.
So after the government took its slice and the benefit cliffs kicked in, what was left of that glorious $15,000 raise? It boiled down to just $656 a month. I mean, that's not nothing, but it's a whole lot less exciting than the number on the offer letter, isn't it? And unbelievably, the bleeding doesn't even stop there. Now we get into a whole new category of costs. I call this the prestige tax. This is the unspoken social pressure that comes with a new, fancier title. All of a sudden, you need to upgrade your wardrobe. You're expected to join your new peers for those more expensive lunches or after-work drinks. These things don't feel like choices, do they? They feel like the cost of admission for your new role.
And this, right here, is where the trap slams shut. That real monthly gain was $656, but the cost of all these new, mandatory lifestyle upgrades, that added up to over $1,100 a month. So now if you're doing the math, she was officially in the red. She was going backwards financially every single month, all because she got a raise.
Okay, so the money part is a total mess. But honestly, this next part is, I think, the most devastating piece of the whole paradox. It's what I call the hourly rate illusion. Because this isn't just about what you're spending, it's about what you're getting for your most precious resource of all, your time.
Just look at the raw numbers here. It's staggering. In her old job, she worked about 45 hours a week, and her effective take-home pay was almost $24 an hour. Not bad. But in the new senior director role, the expectation jumped to 55 hours a week. And when you run the numbers on her new take-home pay, her hourly rate actually dropped to $22.33. Let that sink in. She got a promotion to get paid less per hour for working more. It's insane.
And this doesn't even begin to factor in the cost of pure burnout. All that extra stress and exhaustion leads to convenience spending. You know, expensive takeout because you're too tired to cook. Ubers because you can't face the bus. That stuff can easily add up to thousands of dollars a year. And what about the lost opportunity? You're too drained to work on that side hustle or manage your investments. You know, the things that actually build wealth.
All right, so this all sounds pretty bleak, I know.
But the point of this isn't to scare you, it's to arm you. It's to make you aware of the game being played. So now, let's talk strategy. The first one is the most radical, the most counterintuitive, but it might just be the most powerful. It's what I call the calculated decline.
You have to ask yourself this very serious question. If you run the numbers and they show you that you'll be poorer in both time and money, then saying no thank you to a promotion isn't failure. It's a strategic masterpiece. You are preserving your most valuable assets, your time and your energy, so you can invest them in things that will generate real wealth outside of just a salary. But okay, maybe turning down the promotion isn't an option. Or maybe you want the title for other reasons, and that's totally fine. That brings us to our second strategy, winning smarter. You absolutely can accept the promotion and still beat this paradox. You just have to be incredibly intentional about how you do it.
This is the GAP strategy, and it is brutally effective. It's so simple. For the first year after your promotion, you just pretend you never got the raise. You live on your old budget exactly as you were. Every single dollar of that new post-tax raise, that $656 a month, goes directly into savings or investments. This builds an incredible discipline and lets you completely sidestep that lifestyle inflation and the prestige tax.
And finally, you have to learn to negotiate for what really matters. We get so laser-focused on that base salary number, but you need to push for the things that add real, tangible value to your life without triggering all those tax problems. Things like equity in the company, the flexibility to work from home, or more vacation time. These perks can be so much more valuable to your actual net worth and your well-being than a few extra $1,000s on a paycheck.
You know, all of this, it really forces us to take a huge step back and just ask, what are we actually doing this for? What's the real point? Which brings us to our final idea, finding a new North Star for your career.
Let's just be brutally honest for a second. The corporate ladder was never designed to make you wealthy. It's a system that's designed to keep you working, to keep you productive, and to keep you dependent on that next paycheck. Real wealth isn't built by climbing that ladder. It's built through ownership, through investments, through creating assets, not just by trading more and more of your time for a slightly bigger salary.
So here is the thought I really want to leave you with. Your salary is not a scorecard. It is not a measure of your worth as a person. It is simply a tool, and its one and only purpose should be to buy back your time and to fund your freedom. So the next time a promotion comes your way, don't just get blinded by the title. Do the math. And ask yourself one simple question.